March 1974. A jungle in the Philippines. An old man steps out of the trees. His uniform is patched, faded, but still on. His rifle is clean, loaded, ready to fire. He believes World War II is still happening. He has believed that for 29 years. His name is Hiroo Onoda. In 1944, a Japanese intelligence officer, a young lieutenant sent to a small island called Lubang. His commanding officer gave him 3 rules. Never surrender. Never take your own life. And wait, no matter how long, for direct orders to stand down. Onoda followed those orders exactly. The problem is, nobody ever came to cancel them. In 1945, Japan surrendered. Leaflets fell from the sky over Lubang, announcing it. Onoda read them and decided they were lies. Enemy propaganda, built to trick soldiers into laying down their weapons. He'd been trained to expect exactly that kind of trick. So the more people tried to tell him the war was over, the more it confirmed to him that he was still at war. He wasn't alone, not at first. 3 other soldiers hid with him in the jungle for years. One surrendered in 1950, worn down by the isolation. One was shot dead in a standoff with local police in 1954. The last was killed the same way in 1972. By then, Onoda had been fighting a war that ended before some of his neighbors were born, and he was doing it completely by himself. This isn't just a story about willpower. Over those 29 years, Onoda and his men clashed with local police and villagers. People killed. Real people, with names, on an island that just wanted him gone. He wasn't a ghost story. He was armed and he was still operating like it was 1944. Japan sent search parties. Family members recorded messages, begging him to come home. None of it worked, because none of it came from the one source his orders said he had to listen to. His actual commanding officer, in person. Governments tried for decades. They all failed the same way. In 1974, a college dropout named Norio Suzuki flew to Lubang. No army, no official mission, just a backpack and a theory. He found Onoda in 4 days, something entire governments couldn't do in 29 years. They talked. They got along. Onoda still refused to surrender. Suzuki asked him what it would actually take. Onoda gave him one condition. Bring my old commander. Let him give the order himself. Suzuki flew home and tracked the man down. Major Taniguchi wasn't in the army anymore. He was running a bookshop. He agreed to fly back to the jungle he hadn't seen in 3 decades. March 9th, 1974. Onoda put on his dress uniform for the first time in 29 years. Taniguchi read the orders aloud. The war, for you, is over. Onoda saluted. Then he handed over his rifle, still functional, his ammunition, and his sword. He had followed one instruction perfectly, but longer than most wars have ever lasted. Onoda went home to a Japan he didn't recognize. He struggled with it so much, he eventually left for Brazil to run a cattle ranch. He wasn't a man who refused to accept reality. He was a man who never stopped trusting the one order he was given, long after everyone else had moved on from it. The war ended in 1945. For Hiroo Onoda, it ended in 1974, the moment someone with the right authority finally showed up to say so. Sometimes the hardest thing to survive isn't the danger. It's an instruction nobody ever came back to cancel.